Okay, now we're gonna be importing or opening the UV textures that we said earlier in the earlier lesson. So if we go open as layer and we go into the C file and locate the project, it's project 1, and it's gonna be under images, front house. We open, and as you can see, this is what we have. And now we go to layer, duplicate layer, that way we don't paint over the original image. And then we create layer, new layer, so we add a new layer. You can name it whatever you like. Click OK. Now if you choose the brush or whatever you want to choose to paint this UV texture, UV, and so we click the paintbrush, we go to the color palette and we choose whichever color we wish. And click OK. And you can go down here and resize the brush size, and you can start painting. Since we're just using one color on this object, we can just color this whole thing. But if we were coloring only a certain section, then we will use the select tools that we have in Gimp, and we will select those sections and just color them differently. So there we go. Once you've done that, then you can go to File, Save As, and go to Project 1, and we're gonna save it under Textures. We're gonna call it Front House JPEG and save. And we will get a window explaining about exporting files and so forth. Just click export and click save. Now we're gonna go into Maya and place this texture on our object. Okay, now we're back into Maya. Once you open Maya, or you should have it open, and you click on your object, find the objects, color or material, and go into this checker part and go to File. Your object will turn to white since you're gonna place a texture on it, and go to that new folder and it will open, and here is our texture, and click open. It will be placed on our object. As you can tell, there are certain parts that I missed to paint, so we have to be very careful and put great detail and time into it once we're done with this. So if we don't like this, always we can go back to right click on where it says color and go to break connection. It will take that texture off and you will go back into Gimp and make sure you go and everything is painted correctly, and go to file, save as. You can just click save over these, and we want to replace it, so just click replace. I'll give you the option again and export and save. We'll go back into Maya and check on the little checkbox, go to file, a little folder down here, and we find our texture once again and open, and now we have our object texture. So that'll be the simple way of texturing with Gimp or using Photoshop. It's very similar. The good thing about Gimp is an open source, which means you don't have to buy it, and it has pretty much the same capability as Photoshop. You have your selection tools. They might be limited to certain ones, but you still have pretty much everything. Clone tool, selection tool, and the most important, layering and selection of different brushes that you can do. So this Gimp program is very useful if you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on buying Photoshop. Okay, that's it for this lesson.